Okay, so let me just say this starting out. When I watch Drag Race, I'm actually looking for my favorite drag girls, glamour, some funny stuff like that. I'm not so much looking for throwbacks to 1980s crash dummies or stunt doubles from the 80s. I just listen. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 5, Episode 4. And child, that little ramble that I just did just then, you're going to understand it as we go forth. But definitely, I felt like I was watching reruns of Wonder Woman from the 80s, the early 80s. Said, what in the stunt double man, bad wig, what? Anyway, let's just talk about it. So, the girls have gotten together, and I was waiting since last week. I was like, oh, baby, when they get to deliberating and talking about who said what and who chose what lipstick, I said, it's going, And sure enough, they were going over the votes. And Alexis and Mayhem both voted for Chez, baby. They playing the game. They was trying to get her up out of here. Now, Miss Chez was feeling some kind of way. She was feeling some kind of way. Alexis just admitted it, told her flat out, listen, girl, I solely voted for you because I didn't want to vote for Mariah. She's my sister. And Chez was like, okay, really? And Mayhem was just like caught out there like deer in headlights, just in general. Baby, Chez is so totally with the shits. She was like, that was cute. But remember, what comes around goes around. I hope you whores are ready, honey. And I was like, Chez is with the shits now. And listen, I understand it. I understand it. This is one of those things. All Stars is dog eat dog, honey. It is what it is. So let's go. Anyway. Another thing that they pointed out is that it seems like every time whoever is in the top ends up being in the bottom the next week. And I don't know what kind of crazy coincidence that is, but that is exactly what has been happening. You win, and then, baby, you don't win, honey. You end up in the bottom. Scary, but true. This is what's been actually going on. So, yeah. Child, listen. This is good stuff. This is good TV. Anyway, moving on. Maxi Challenge, baby, caught behaving badly on SheMZ. I said, you know what, RuPaul? A mess. A whole mess. And Ru picked the teams. India and Mayhem are working together. Juju, Blair, and Cracker are working together. And Chez and Alexis. I said, oh. Okay, listen. There is no one who could tell me that Ru is not the shady bitch over everybody's shoulder like this, honey. Uh-huh. And then comes in there and shakes the foundation. I know good and well she been watching camera footage of these whores interacting, honey. This is just... Ru! You know... Girl, you know... Hey, kitty girl! It's your world, girl. You know what you're doing, honey, when you walk the streets. Stepping to the beat, honey. Rue's a mess. I said, oh. So we get them together. Okay, so they're going through their whole little thing. I ain't going through all of that. I was like, child, listen. Seen it all before. Okay, come on. Y'all do what y'all do. Cracker ended up talking to Blair and said to Blair, girl, see, I think what I've seen from you, honey, is you strategizing on how to get me out of here, honey. And Blair's like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't do that. I wasn't, no, Miss Thing, I didn't do that. Honey, and Cracker's over there. Cracker's messy, is what I kind of see. She's messy, and then she's a little bit insecure at times as well. So, you know, a little mess and a little insecurity makes for good TV. But she was like, honey, I don't believe her, honey. She was partaking in a conversation, honey, where they were talking about getting me up out of here, honey. I see you, Miss Blair. I said, oh. And then, of course, you got Alexis and Chez, and they're like pretending to be like good friends, honey. But it's so, it's very that, honey. And my best friend, it's giving that. So I'm like, okay. And it's funny because Chez is battling with it because the two of them were working together and they literally were having such a good time with each other. But that little thing was in the back of Shay's mind, and she was like trying to shake it, but she was just having a hard time shaking it. She's like, this whore was coming for me, honey. I'm like, girl, play the game, honey. So anyway, so they do their little skits, and I'm just going to say this. Child, it was corny. It was corny, but if you've ever watched TMZ, TMZ is corny. I don't watch TMZ because the level of corn gives me gas, honey. I said they had everybody dressed up as boys. I said, honey, y'all are the gayest group of boys I've ever seen trying to pretend to be straight, and it just was. Child, not Alexis, India was the most believable of the boys. Everybody else just looked like the girls pretending to be the boys. Hey, they was giving drag king instead of drag queen. I said, hey, y'all more comfortable being the girls than y'all are being the boys. It was like, that was funny to watch. I said, do they really think that they're... Girl, if y'all don't get somewhere, honey, and strap your pumps up, I was like, a mess. That was just a mess to me. But that, again, it's a good parody because that is what TMZ looks like. Corny, 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 honey. Welcome to the Corny Collins show, honey. Corny. But anyway, they were doing their little thing. Chez and Alexis, like I said, were having a good time working together, and their skit, to me, was the best. It was funny. They were funny. I'm pregnant. Oh, no, girl. I'm pregnant. And here, neither one of these whores are pregnant. Both whores had pillows and stuff, snatching wigs and throwing biscuits, and they were funny to me. I thought they were funny. India and Mayhem, it was just too much. It was just too much. It was like camp gone bad. It just came across as too much. I didn't care for it much. That whole thing with Cracker and them, I was like, child, get out of here. Get off my television with this. But, again, I'm only one person. But I was like, ready to fall asleep. Anyway, Mayhem actually went through some personal stuff and talked about her story of her being arrested, her battling with some substance abuse and things. She was arrested on a DUI. She served some time, and she talked about how they made her, she was arrested in drag, they made her strip all the way down naked, laughing and taking pictures. And so I said, oh, how's that for a violation? That's horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. So that was really sad. I didn't like that very much. Moving on, I'm not going to even hang out there. Sarah Hyland was actually the guest judge. It was Camo Couture was the runway. So we were doing camouflage. right out the gate, listen, as far as what I have to say, I don't think Blair's outfit, though it was interesting, but I've seen people do jumpsuits and pants where they try to give the effect of like a mermaid and a train thing with pants. That for me is just stupid. It's stupid and it always looks stupid, and no one can actually walk in it because it's not meant to be that. It's meant to be either pants or be a skirt. Skirts have all that going on, not pants. That's why you're tripping and looking real awkward, and it looks real dumb to me. I just didn't like it. And then the top of it, that's not camouflage. That wasn't camouflage. So I wasn't, I didn't think she hit the mark on that. I was like, that's not camouflage. Now, Alexis took a risk. Alexis took a risk because for those who don't know fabrication and don't really know, you would have said, girl, that's not camouflage and that's no camo. But it was a winter camouflage. She took a risk. She took a risk, and sometimes on the ballroom and in drag, taking a risk will pay off, and sometimes it won't pay off. Because sometimes the judges, even though they're judges, are just not knowledgeable on what it is that they're talking about sometimes. And you will have screwed yourself taking a risk. But this time the risk paid off. They knew what she was doing. She was giving you Winter Princess, and it was made very well. It flowed very well. Very, very storybook. And this is, you see this movement I'm giving you? This is exactly what it gave. Because that's Alexis Mateo. Baby, that is a Latino queen, period. Their whole thing, they're always movement and shimmy and ooh, honey. And it worked. She took a risk and it worked. I liked it. Chez Coulee, it was very Chez. Very tongue-in-cheek and very Chez and fun, and it was whimsical too. It was very Chez. I liked it for her, and it had a little horror-esque feel to it as well. Very Chez, very Chez. And she just looks amazing to me. This whole season, Chez looks amazing. I love where her drag is going. I really do. Her aesthetic is, I just think, well, I've always thought she was strong, but her aesthetic is like as strong as it's ever been. I am living for what Chez is actually given. So yes, I am Team Chez through this mess here. Miss India. Miss India. Oh, Miss India. Baby, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. She's a dramatic girl. She's heavy-handed on her paint, as was my drag mother. My drag mother was heavy-handed on paint. That was her. My drag mother loved makeup. Okay, she loved Grace Jones, and she was dramatic. My drag mother said, take it, baby. Take the blush and run it into your hairline. Take your eyeshadow and run it into your hairline. That was very much her. And I think of that when I see India. India paints for filth. She is heavy-handed, baby. She paints like this. Shawty. Miss India was so painted. She didn't even look like herself. And that is hard to do. That is hard to do. You could be really good with makeup, but when you paint to the point where you look like a different bitch, girl, you better do it, honey. You better do it. I'm sorry, I always look like Milan. I don't care what color combination I do or what new product I always look like Milan. I know how to turn into Milan. That's just my zhuzh. But baby, that Miss India was painted back for the people in the cheap $16 seats, okay? But I loved it. I loved the look of what it was she had on. Very, very Rihanna. It was very Rihanna at a whole period of Rihanna's music and look. very Rihanna. I was here for it. Mayhem looked good. Mayhem in that red hair, I said, oh, bitch. She was looking, it was giving you very young Rue. Very young Rue. The hair was big and bombshell, and it just looked good on her, and I liked her light camouflage, and it was Valley of the Dolls. It was given that. Ooh, it was given that. I liked it. So I thought she looked really good. Cracker was okay. Cracker is good, but she just not my favorite. She just there. But anyway, overall, Cracker was the winner. She's the winner overall. India and Mayhem were put in the bottom. Baby, our lip sync assassin was none other, baby. It was Miss Morgan McMichael, and that bitch was dusted. Miss Morgan was done. Well, Miss Morgan, she's always done, honey. Morgan's going to come and she's going to give you a look, and girls are going to gasp when she shows up. She's one of those ones that's just that girl. I like Miss Morgan. Hey, Miss Morgan gets down. Honey, Miss Morgan came in there, and wouldn't you know it, honey? I said, what's the song, baby? That, where have you been? Riri, honey. Didn't I just say Riri, honey? Riri, all my life. Oh, I was like, come on, that song, baby. It gets it going, honey. I've been everywhere, man. Look, that song is just one of them songs, honey. As soon as you hear that, boom, 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 boom. Where have you been? Boom, 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 boom. Child, you just be like, come on with it. So I was like, okay, come on, y'all. Baby, and Miss Morgan was getting down. And then I was looking at Cracker, honey, and Cracker, I said, well, wait a minute, Cracker, somewhere in the crowd, honey. Cracker got to doing splits, and first I was like, okay, Cracker. Then it just got to be too much. It turned into, child, if y'all used to watch Wonder Woman back in the day, you remember back in the day, there weren't always, see, now we have girl power. We do. Black girl power, white girl power, Hispanic girl power, all different types of girl power when it comes to these jobs and these theatrics. There are some fierce ass stunt women who get down. They get down. They work as hard or harder, I believe harder, than the men, because some of the stuff they have to work in, you know, they're wearing different outfits and things where the men would never have their back all out and all that, and they're doing their stunts and stuff. They work very hard, and they deserve to have all of the recognition that they do get sometimes now, but they don't get enough. There are some fierce stunt women out there, but there didn't used to be. See, in the 80s, early 80s, like when Wonder Woman was like a big show, there were stunt men. And you would know, like, you know, if you really were paying attention, you would know, child, when there was a man that was actually doing the stunt. Child, back would be just as broad, wig would be just as racked up, honey. I said, that ain't no goddamn Linda Carter, honey. That sure ain't, that's Leon Johnson, honey. That ain't Linda Carter. So I would always get mad. And then they'd be running. I'd be like, where is the child? Can we have a gay stunt man, please? Or somebody, honey, a drag queen, somebody. I'm like, he running around here looking like old Jeffrey Bodine, honey, looking all running all hard. And y'all know Linda Carter is the quintessential, honey, Amazon, honey. She's beautiful and gracious and graceful and bad bitch. And now you got some man over there with an old hard back, honey, trying to fool us. That is not Linda Carter over there in the fight. That's a man. So, child, and that's how it used to feel. See, I'm going all on a tangent. Listen, I'm sorry, but that's what it used to give. I used to get that. Used to feel like one of them little kids to be in the mall, honey, to be letting the girls have it, honey. Mommy, why is that man wearing a dress? Child, out of the mouth of babes. Listen, and y'all know I ain't making fun of the trans girls or nothing. Like, y'all know I love my trans sisters. And I love the other drag queens, honey. But you know the kids be letting us have it, honey. When you think that your transformation or your drag is so on point, a little person will come and crack your face, honey. You be thinking you are giving it, honey. And they'll give, Mommy, why is that man wearing a dress? And if I'm lying, I'm flying, and you know I'm too big to fly, honey. Every queen has experienced that, honey. Kids will clock your damn tea, honey. Anyway, but that's what it was given. This is what Cracker was giving me. Cracker bust out, start doing that windmill thing with her leg. I said, bitch, if you don't stop it, it was just getting to be too much. I thought I was watching a rerun of Crush Groove. I said, this whore, what is she doing? And at one point, she was windmilling her leg and they showed her from the back and her wig was down. I said, that don't look like one of them stunt doubles with the wide backs, honey. I said, She's windmilling that leg out there, honey, and Morgan knew she was looking ridiculous. Morgan gonna start jump roping over her leg. I said, bitch, you tried it, Morgan. Oh, Miss Morgan, you tried it looking nice and fishy up there in your little jumpsuit, honey. I said, no, she didn't, honey. She let you have it, Miss Cracker. You over there dancing like somebody's nephew, honey. So I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't. You have to really watch. When you start all this hard dancing, see, I want to see my drag and the dance, but all of this gymnastics and all of this, honey, she was dancing too hard, and it was not coming across feminine at all, so I wasn't here for it. And if I had my way, I would have given the battle to Morgan. Rue pulled it on the kids, honey. She bust out. She said, whoo, everybody standing around waiting. And she said, Morgan McMichaels, you're a winner, baby. I said, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I said, all that old Crush Groove, getting down, honey. I'm going out of here. Child, and you know it had rode, the money had rode from last week, so it was $20,000, honey. And then she said, and Cracker, Miss Cracker, you're also a winner, baby. And being as though there's a tie, she gave that whore the 20K. I don't agree. I feel like Morgan won. But anyway, so Cracker got 20,000. She tied with Morgan. Anyway, and the other thing was what RuPaul had said, now 2 people can go home, honey. Because if they have different lipsticks, 2 of them whores was going home. Baby, their faces was just as flushed white like, I said, oh mess, honey. But both of them had mayhem. I said, oh, girl, they got you, bitch. They got you, honey. And you was doing some dirty play anyway, mayhem. So it was what it was. A lady always knows when to go away and go away quietly. Girl, get your things, honey, and go away quietly. Bye, girl. Mayhem got eliminated. Anyway, I have rambled and babbled and clowned enough. I'm done. I'm out of here. I will see you all next week, honey. Rue, no more stunt doubles, honey. No more of that.